How's it going, everyone?
Okay.
Welcome. This is the very first episode 1, the debut, the premiere of the Butcher and the Fog, as it's known right now, the Fogcast, episode 1, man. Joe Rogan, watch out. Huberman's Lab, you might be smart, but you don't know about Butcher and the Fog, like I do, and like Dan knows. So this is me, I'm Yanni, and the next voice you're gonna hear is Double D. Dan, tell him about yourself, man.
Yes. Hello. My name is Dan, and I am now playing drums in Butcher and the Fog. Me and Yanni met about 12 years ago now, maybe slightly longer, at Enterprise Studios on Denmark Street, which was the last scummy musical haven that existed in London, behind the 12 Bar Club. And we spent many a double shift together there. And yeah, we became friends, and we started a band called the Fishmongers, along with Jack Toker, who used to work upstairs in Jack's guitar.
Alright, yeah, Danny boy, thank you for that. You're right. So I met Dan, I was working at Enterprise, and this was after the first big push of Butcher and the Fog. Alex got tendonitis, and I was at a bit of a loose end anyway, and I was already working with Jack, and he got me the job at Enterprise, and there was a very young band there called the Black Rabbits, and Dan was the drummer for them, and he was always very polite. And then, I heard him playing the Arctic Monkeys song, and he sounded all right from the hallway. So when he started working at the studio, I just gave him the CD of Butcher and the Fog, Bright and Scary, had just been coming back from getting mastered. And I was going away to Nashville for a week, and I said to Dan, Dan, fucking listen to this, man. I was probably a bit pissed. I was like, Dan, listen to this, man. And when you come back, you're going to join this band. I kind of, I put it to you, Dan, that you was the drummer before I'd even like got in the rehearsal room with you.
Yeah, that was fun times though, man. And that was, it's baptism by fire, really.
We played probably, maybe, I don't know, maybe not quite 20 gigs, but we did a lot in a year with Jack and the Fishmongers. And we recorded the Fishmongers album, and we recorded it live for the most part. So fucking
Mm.
hats off to you, man. I didn't record my first album until I was like late 20s, man. Probably like your age now. Or maybe even older than that. I don't fucking know. When was 2012 or 2011? Anyway, moving on. What brings you back to Butcher and the Fog? I tell you, I'll tell my side of it. It was New Year's Day. I've had about a 3-year break from it, 4 years or whatever. And I was like, all right, New Year's Day is my intention of getting this, dusting the cobwebs off. And I wrote a story on Instagram, very cryptic with a black background and red writing, because I'm a marketeer. And it said, drummer wanted. And that same day, Dan, you replied, man. What made you think this was the right time to do it? Or to reach out, or like,
Um,
to get back in the zone?
well, for all the years that followed, I would always, probably once every 2 months, I'd just find myself listening to the Fishmongers album. And um, Fishmonger is a different thing, and but we still, in the infancy of that band, we still played through a lot of kind of Butcher's early stuff, because we didn't have anything else, and we are kind of finding each other as musicians. So we play a lot of the songs, and then we kind of figure out jams from that. And I just find myself listening to that album and just being like, oh man, fuck, this was fucking incredible. This was so
Yeah.
much fun. And listen, and just like I love listening to it. I love all the tiny little idiosyncrasies that are in there, and listening to it and remembering that time in my life, and the time that I spent with you and with Jack as well. And it was fucking fun, man. And I dabbled ever since that time. There have been other bands and other projects that I've been involved in, but I've had long periods of time away from music where I've gone and explored different things in my life. I joined the army at one point. It didn't really work out for me. Then, the last few years of my life have just been bikes, 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 bikes. So I'm a bike mechanic now. I never thought I would be a bike mechanic, but I'm a bike mechanic and I really enjoy it. And I also love being outdoors and love being in nature. And there was a time where I didn't think I could marry those things up together. I thought it was like two separate lives. I either play drums and kind of live that life and that lifestyle, because there was always an association that whenever I played drums, there was a lifestyle that would go with it.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't realize that, well, when I wasn't doing that and when I was doing all my outdoor stuff, I was like, okay, well, this is so far removed from that side that, I can't do any of that. But I didn't realize that I could actually draw music and drumming out from where I'd put it in the association with just getting fucked up all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
And I kind of got to a point where I was like, well, hang on. I've got the time and I've got the energy, and this is something I really want to do, and I can do it. I can have bikes, and I can have nature, and I can have like all this outdoor exploration that I enjoy, but I can also play drums in a band, and that does go together. And I think I saw your post just coincidentally at the very right time, that my brain
Yeah.
had, gone, oh, this is what I could do. I could do that again. I can
Yeah.
play drums. Oh, fuck, Yanni's looking for a drummer. Butcher in the Fog. Well, I know some of the tunes. Like, surely
Yeah.
that's where this happens. So, yeah.
Fuck yeah, man. Then like it was like I'd known for like about a year. No, I'd say like half a year. I did my tour in Japan with my solo stuff, but I was like, all right, New Year's Day, I'm gonna put this post out there, and it was just the right time, man. That was when it needed to happen.
Mm.
I'd intended it. What's the word? Intention. I'd manifested it. That's the fucking word.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
What I'm interested in is that were there any other people that wanted to play drums?
I don't think so, man.
And
But the thing is, because
did you ever consider
you
having listening processes?
no, the plan was it like because that was just like a post, so I knew that was only going to be up for like 24 hours. But the plan was like if no one had replied, I would have like done like the whole push for it. Like I would have made adverts and gone on Facebook, done videos, start talking and all that shit. But as soon as you replied, I was like, well, cool, man. Dan's the guy for the job. I'd rather keep it in-house as well, man. That's what is hard about being like a 40-year-old trying to do this. You're talking like when you say about the lifestyle and everything, like when I was young and getting into music, it was all about being out and getting pissed and having fun, going to gigs and all that. Right now, is you couldn't pay me to do half that stuff, you know? So like having to reintegrate myself and meet people and have like as awesome as Alex's drumming is, and the drumming is an important part of the band. It's more to do with like the chemistry and how you get on with the people that you're in a band with, and like you and I had already had that established, so it was just like a no-brainer for me, man. Even if anyone else had wanted to do it, like I would have like really hoped it would work out that we could bring it to this point where we are now, you know? part one of my interview with Dan, aka Double D. And up next, we have a very special interview. They joined me all the way from Japan for this. We have Ryo and Mei from FUQA. Let's have a little listen, and then we're going to get talking to them, and we're going to find out about their band and what we can expect from them on the 13th of June at the Black Heart. Friday the 13th of June at the Black Heart.
Everybody moves out in the west. Just wanna watch out and take a idea. 画面を見て忘れて、ああ壊して壊して叫べ。I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. Wake it or make it go my way.
Rock and roll. All right, everyone. We got FUQA is joining us from Japan. If you're listening, this is my nephew Theo. He's going to be doing the interpreting for today. FUQA, I met you last year at the Ruby Room. Very
Yeah.
cool gig. You're an awesome guitar player and awesome drummer.
Yeah.
Raw power, raw power.
Power.
すごい。
Okay, so my first question
Yes.
for you, how long has your band been together?
1 years.
Tell us who are your biggest influences?
なんか
Eh.
影響を受けた人
そうそう、なんか一番影響を受けた
あー
アーティストとか。
Iggy Pop.
イギーポップ、
は
And the Ramones.
ブラックサバス、
Black Sabbath, yes. 誰やろうね。AC/DC
ACDC、
and Lenny Kravitz.
ニクラビス、まあ、60s and 90s alternative music and garage rock, hard rock. Well, that's British band is The Who, Rolling Stones, Beatles, Sex Pistols, I don't know.
うん。
いろいろやな。
いろいろ。Yeah.
い。いいです。
So many.
So many.
So many.
Awesome, awesome. And have you been in other bands before, or is this your first band?
はい。お二人とも、これまでに他のバンドで活動していたことありますか？
Yes. Yes, yes.
Tell them they can speak in Japanese.
あ、日本語でもいいです。
あります、あります。
はい。
でも、まあ、2バンドとか、
うん。
それぐらい。
こっちやん。
2バンドとか。Sorry. 2バンドとか。
あ、これも2名ですね。
Oops.
これは2
それぐらい
バンドですか？
うん。
2バンドぐらい。
おー、いいです。This is the second band.
That's the second band. All right. So how did FUQA form? What was the formation of FUQA, the band?
How old やから。
いや、
どれぐらいってこ
なんかどうやって結成した
ああ、
なんかどこで知り合えとか。
別のバンドでやってて、
うん。
で、
で、
いいな、みたいな。
And they got along.
Hey, very cool. And so
Mm.
your first band was in Osaka or in Tokyo?
いいね、
そうか。
Awesome. So now FUQA is a two-piece band.
Yes.
Will you always remain two-piece, or will you one day make the group bigger?
もっといたかってこと？
なんか、これから2人だけですか？
ああ、
ず
ず
っと
only.
Yeah, only then.
It's more.
二人と
I find two-piece is more easy.
なんか2人ともの方が楽ですね。
うん、そう。
そう
そう。
More easy to do planning. Easy.
いやいや、very
そうそう
simple.
シンプル
うん。
Yeah, if you have big band, 5 people, it's very difficult.
Earth, Wind, Fire is so tired と思う。I think tired と思う。
Okay, so who is your biggest influence on guitar, and who is your biggest influence on the drums?
ああ難しいな different
Top five.
question やな
You can pick 5.
5。
まあ5か5やったらスラッシュジミー・ペイジピート・タウンゼンツ誰やろなトニー・アヨミ
Hi.
あと誰やろなもうアンガス・ヤング
Angus, hi. Yeah. What about, is there any Japanese guitar players that I should know about?
鮎川誠オンリーあと鮎川誠と
はい。
ローリ
ローリ
Rory.
ー
Okay.
Mm.
Theo, ask him to tell us some Japanese bands that he can recommend for the English audience.
シーナ&ロケッツ
ー。何ですか？
シーナ&ロケッツ
Sheena and the Rockets.
Yeah
Hi.
いいです。
80s band
Hi. Okay.
Yeah
My favorite Japanese band, Ninja Nisu.
忍者ニス
Very cool band.
誰やろ
You're gonna have a great time. We're gonna have an awesome gig.
Yes
Friday the 13th, the Black Heart in Camden. FUQA,
Yeah.
Butcher in the Fog. We're coming. We're gonna do super good show.
うん。
Rock and
Good
roll
show. You
Yes.
will be representing Japan in the UK. I hope you're excited.
Rock power
Slow power.
power.
Yes.
Let's
Slow
go.
power.
Awesome. Arigato gozaimasu.
ありがと
ありがとうございます
う。
Tell them to say in Japanese, ticket link available now.
チケット
いやいや。
今から買えますよって
Yeah. Tell them, watch out.
Watch out
Watch
Watch
out.
out. FUQA is coming. Motto energy.
はい。
いや
うん
アビーロードも行くぜ
You wanna go to Abbey Road?
Abbey Road is very close. 10 minutes. We go to Abbey Road.
マ
Yeah,
ジ
very close.
すげえ。
Tell them they can
そん
walk.
な。
Tell them they can walk on the zebra crossing.
なんか、すごく有名なショット、なんか、みんな、なんか道を歩いて。
Arigato gozaimasu.
あとねミスター・ビーンも大好きで
I like Mr. Bean.
Mr. Bean is a UK legend.
Yes my first これでも映像出るか
大丈夫かな。
なこれじゃない方が
でも見せたいな。
ね
そう、I wanna.
これじゃなくてMy first car は1996 made British Mini Rover
そうなんや。
but last clutch is broken
Oh no. It's hard to fix.
but so great memory
見せてあげたい。
Sugoi inspiration, Mr. Bean.
パッと取ってくる。
That was my interview with Rio on guitar and May on the drums. They both make up the band FUQA. and they're going to be having their very first gig in the UK this Friday coming up with us at the Black Heart in Camden. Special thanks to my nephew Theo for helping me out with the interpretation and getting the podcast done. Up next, we have an interview with Charlie. I've known him for a long time. He plays in his new band, Cannabis Man, and he's going to tell us all about it right now.
This meeting is being recorded.
There we go. We're official, man.
Nice.
Anything you say maybe used against you in a court of
Ah.
law, Charlie.
Be careful. Be careful.
All right, everyone. We got Charlie Webb from Cannabis Man joining us here, and I'm gonna ask him some questions about his band. And so I've known Charlie for maybe more than 10 years, right?
I was thinking about this earlier. I think we first met in like 2012.
Yeah,
So-
so that's still 10 years in my head, even
Yeah.
though it's like more than that.
Yeah, at least.
Might-
Years.
Yeah, I don't count the pandemic years as happening, so it's still like
No, I
10 years.
suppose. Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
it's stricken from the record. So, but this is the first, as far as I know, this is the first Cannabis Man gig. Am I right?
It is. Yeah, that's right.
Hell yeah, man!
Yeah.
I'm excited to have you guys on.
Oh, I'm excited to be there. Yeah.
I know you also from your band Muscle Vest,
Uh-huh.
aka Vest Muscle, as it's known
Yeah, possible.
on Instagram. So,
Mhm.
tell me, what is the difference between the bands? How did this band come about? Tell us about the Cannabis Man.
All right. So, Muscle Vest is a good place to start. So, me and Adam, who's the drummer in Cannabis Man, we both play Muscle Vest. I play guitar. He's the bass player. We also play in a metal band called Ishtar Terror,
Nice.
where he is also the bass player in that and the vocalist. But yeah, sort of towards the end of last year, sort of both bands were sort of dormant. Like Dave, the singer from Muscle Vest, it's like he lives in Paris and he just got married and he like just had his first kid in January.
Wow.
And yeah, then we were kind of like without a drummer for a bit with Ishtar. So sort of like both bands were a bit dormant, and me and Adam were just like, like we were both sort of like had it in mind that we just wanted to do something. And yeah, we just thought like, fuck it, why not? And just got together, and yeah, like sort of it's just come together. Like our first rehearsal together was like the weekend before Christmas.
Uh-huh.
So like sort of, I think we're fairly pleased with kind of like the sort of, starting a brand new band to, playing it 6 months later, like.
Hell yeah, man. That's the way. So
Yeah.
you guys had the built up chemistry, if you will. But he's annoying that. I didn't know that he was also the bass player. So that's
Yeah. So he's the bass player. He's the bass player in Muscle Bears, but he's also a drummer, And yeah, he hadn't played drums in a while and stuff, and sort of like so yeah. I kind of had this concept where like I just moved into my new place where I am now, and I've got my bass amp with my guitar amp stacked on top of it, and I had this thing of like, I've got a POG pedal, so I could split the signal like into the bass amp, into the guitar thing, and do something like that. So I was kind of fiddling about that, and then when Adam was also saying like, like I might want to do something, whilst everything else is dormant, I was like, well, let's have a go at that, and yeah, that's kind of basically kind of where it came from, really, and sort of I think just the nature of like, you're limited to a sort of like, because obviously you can't play like full chords and you can't do like, stuff on top of, like lead lines and that kind of thing. So, but, working with them, those restrictions has been sort of, quite enlightening in a way, I think like, I didn't necessarily envision it as like a full on like stoner rock or like doom thing, but like just what we've been coming out with and sort of like how the sort of style that that kind of playing lends it to just sort of it seems to have fallen out fairly naturally. So yeah.
And everything on the album is you're playing one guitar, right? I didn't hear much overdubs going.
So we recorded the drums and one of the guitars. That was all recorded at the same time, and then I overdubbed another guitar and the vocals here.
Hell yeah, man. So it's like live then, pretty much.
Yeah, more or less. Yeah. I mean, we basically we went in and I just used like well between us we used a bunch of the mics and like we basically sort of daisy chained like 3 interfaces together.
Sick.
So I think on the Bandcamp recording, it's the live aspect is I think it was 6 mics on the drums and 1 each on the guitar and bass amp, and then like I say, then I overdubbed another guitar and the vocals here.
Nice, man. But it's very sparse kind of overdubs, right? Yeah, I didn't hear much
Oh yeah. No, I mean literally like one
just
track, like
doubling
like,
it, basically.
yeah, nothing like yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. I love it. It's raw, it's cathartic. I love the titles. I've written some of them down. Plate Fucker is great.
Yeah.
William Dafoe Eyes is my
Mhm.
favorite. It's
Okay.
my favorite song of the 4, and
Right.
it's also got the best song title, man.
Okay.
What is it about William Dafoe, man, that gives him the esteemed pleasure of having the song?
Well, so that specifically came from. I work in a pub in Leighton, and sometimes I finish at like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And I came this one night, and just sat down on the couch, put on the telly, and the Lighthouse was on. And I don't know if you've seen the Lighthouse.
I don't think so.
Oh, it's amazing. It's basically William Dafoe and Robert Pattinson. They're 2 lighthouse keepers.
Okay.
They just slowly go mad, essentially, and it's fantastic. William Dafoe's amazing in it, and he has all these bits where he goes on these like incredible incredible monologues, like, and it's just like single camera shot, and he's clearly learned these lines. Back to front, and he's just got his eyes open like the whole time like that, and just like he never ever blinks, and he's just the whole time he's just like going off and he's mad and he's doing all these mad things, but he just never ever blinks, and he's going off for like minutes and minutes on end and just never ever blinking. So it kind of came from that, and then I remember like kind of. I'm not sure if it was before or after I'd written the lyrics for that, but I remember I went to see Nosferatu and he's in that as well. And like there was a bit where he was just like very like Willem Dafoe again. That's basically where that came from. And like it kind of stemmed from I kind of noticed the whole like open eyes thing like a while back, but like just seeing him in the Lighthouse just being like amazing, like that was what stemmed that.
Fuck yeah, man. He's gonna love it when he hears it.
Oh, well, I hope so. Like, if he wants to come, Willem Dafoe, this is your invitation to come to this gig.
Coming to the gig, man. He's going to be there. He's my surprise guest of honor.
Mate, I'll buy you a beer, Willem Dafoe. That is a fact.
And then Socialist Wallpaper, I wrote.
Yes.
It sounds like Lenny Kravitz on crack.
Well, we call it the best song Korn ever wrote.
Right. Okay.
But I mean, not that it was like directly influenced by Korn or anything. I mean, the title itself came from the pub I work in. It's got like William Morris like stuff on the wall, and just this one day, like one of the people in the pub was like, "Oh, it's Socialist Wallpaper."
How is it?
But then that kind of got me to thinking, like, sort of, it's basically about sort of like fragile right wing masculinity.
Yeah.
Sort of just like, the first like, I can't eat here. The walls are socialist.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And I like that. It's got that, not to spoil it for anyone, but it's got an awesome, what would you call it? Like a reprise, the ending, when like you think it's ending and it comes back for like another minute.
I mean, that's entirely a Black Sabbath thing.
Yeah.
You do the thing and then there's a bit of a break and then there's a boogie at the end. That's entirely Black Sabbath.
If they look, man, like they won't remember, but when that hits live, it's fucking awesome, right? That's got to be the main bit.
Well, yeah, I mean, wait and see. Let's see, yeah.
I'll be like, wait, guys, like, this bit's coming up. But it ain't over. What's your parting words to the people out there in podcast land? Where can they find you?
So they can find us on Instagram at CannabisManXOXO and on Bandcamp at cannabisman.bandcamp.com. I think that's all of our that's all of our presence at the minute. So yeah.
Awesome. All right, Charlie. Well, we're gonna see you there.
Thanks, man. I'm really looking forward to it. Hope to see you there in due course.
That was Charlie from Cannabis Man, and I'm really looking forward to seeing their set on Friday the 13th of June at the Black Heart. Up next, we got the very end of the podcast. Double D's back with me. Let's see how we wrap this all up. So let's do that again. Double D, tell the people the gig, what's going on. Tell them the date, where they can find information, and what they should be doing on Friday the 13th.
Well, I mean, that is it. That is the date. So you've done half the job for me. So Friday the 13th of June at the Black Heart in Camden. Doors are at 7:00.
Yes.
Get the ticket link from the Butcher in the Fog Instagram. Check out the post that's on there as well. Drawn by Mr. Yanni. Yes.
And then
it's cheaper. It's cheaper if you buy tickets in advance and then get them on the door. So just get them in advance, and then we know how many people are coming.
Exactly. Exactly. And if you're not coming, just buy a ticket anyway, man.
Yeah, you're supporting 3 bands for a tenner.
Exactly. And tell them we got exclusive news right now. We're gonna be having an auction at the gig of the artwork for the poster. Hand-drawn artwork by me.
That's it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Mr. I think my dad is going to be the auctioning it off. So come down just to come and see my father as well.
Yeah,
joining in with the Butcher Madness.
He's a legend.
He doesn't know it yet, I don't think, but he's coming down.
Hell yeah. He's going to do a bit of auctioneering. See, Dan is well spoken because he is an orator himself. Tell him you're no secret, you're no stranger to show business, are you, Dan? You know about the radio, the real radio. Podcasts, anyone can make a podcast, but to get on the real radio, be a real voice actor, man, you got to be in show business like Dan is here. Ain't that right?
That's right. Yeah.
Who have you worked with?
Cool. This was another life, bro. Ronnie Corbett played my granddad.
Yeah.
And that was on radio. That was on Radio 4.
Fuck
And my
yeah,
dad
man.
turned around. I'll never forget it. My dad turned around to me when I was 12 years old when I got the part. And he went, "There you go, Dan. I always knew you had a face for radio."
He was right.
Yeah.
Nah, man. Dan joins he's another handsome member of Butcher and the Fog. We've had Alex, Kamar, Alan, who is a spitting image of Maxwell Rose, Emmy, myself. Fucking handsome people. Beautiful people. Dan is here. All right, that's it. We'll see you on this has been episode 1. What do you reckon, Dan? Episode 2, we're gonna tie it together, man. We're in the podcasting business now.
Is it me and you again?
Yeah, you gotta
can
do,
think
you gotta do this
about.
for their memory of Ronnie Corbett, man.
We had a bit of we did kind of go into a bit of a therapy session there. So maybe we can just therapy sessions with Dan and Yanni. Maybe this is our new calling.
Yeah, if anybody has any problems or questions, just email them to us. I'll put the link in the description below. Like and subscribe. Tell all your friends to check us out. Fuck yeah, they better watch out because we're in the business now, podcasting business. Sponsorships. If you want us to sponsor your products, we're absolutely 100% open to doing that. Dan has, like he just said, he's fucking worked with Ronnie Corbett, man. He's an experienced radio personality actor. So, yeah, give us his email. That's what we're here to do. Don't leave me hanging there, Dan.
That's it, right? We've reached. I think we've reached the end of episode 1.